Hello there, friends. Matt Wankow here. I'm doing another mod vlog for the Mod World. Have we renamed it yet? No? Okay, for the TGFC. Um, and this is a very different format because instead of figuring out how I had things from whenever the last time I did one, decided let's just see what happens if I just record it on my phone and upload it. So that's the goal. That's the goal here. One of the strongest things that I believe is that I've never met somebody who is defined as being neurotypical. I think the concept of normal is this myth that we use to make the world make sense. Where we say, aha, this is the average line that we standard deviate from to help us understand humanity. Statistically, there probably is somebody who is dead center. You guys can't see hand motions when I'm doing this. Dead center down that line. But I think people are too complicated than that. And that the concept of normal is from the entire mass of humanity. And we've drawn a line where we think, okay, this is what normal people do. I think nobody is that normal. And that everybody has things that they have to essentially battle with all the time to be able to live out their lives and to interact with people. And the hardest part, I think, is that it's very easy to get into the mindset that where we identify ourselves as being so neurodivergent from that fake normal, that we see everybody else as normal and us as the outsider. And it's very easy, I think, I'll use the word trivialize. Not sure if I like it, but to trivialize other people's problems. And that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to trivialize our own problems. Our problems are definitely problems. But when we're communicating with people, it's important to remember that essentially everybody's a bit. You know what? This is extremely stereotypical and not good. Don't do it like that, Matt. Everybody has some idiosyncrasies in their character that causes issues. For example, an issue I'm about to have is my deaf cat is entered into the room and she's not going to be quiet as I'm filming this. Hopefully, it doesn't mean I have to re-record the entire thing. Some of my personal problems is that I lose interest on projects. That it takes me a lot of effort to get a project that I'm happy with right now, because starting a small thing, in my experience, there are no small projects. There are projects that you start and then they'll stop sometimes. And that's a problem of mine. I also have I get really anxious when I'm going to be late to something. And I will leave for various meetings like 2 hours before I'm supposed to get there, even if it's like a 10-minute drive, because of how much that just absolutely bothers me. I would rather sit at the meeting spot and doodle or something than work on something productive until right before I need to go. One of the hats that I wear as a dungeon master running Dungeons and Dragons and other games is I have to have a good chunk of empathy or insight as I look at all of the players at my table. I have to know what they don't like and what they do like. The more I know a table, the more I can read their body language and decipher what it is about things I do that check them out of the game, things other players do that check them out of the game, things that people are too nice to say, things that people are too oblivious to not say. And it's hard and it hurts. It's easier. Oh my gosh, is it a lot easier in person? But we're not in person. Our fight club. We're text-based. Occasionally a little bit of audio. Like, the only face we see is, like, my face. Maybe a handful of people in the photo booth. But for the most part, we don't get to put body language onto our conversations. We don't get to put verbal cues into our conversations. We have to deal with text. And to make it even worse, we are such a multicultural, multinational organization. So many people are speaking English as their second, maybe even third language. I don't know how many languages people speak. A decent chunk probably speak more languages than I do. But oh man, people saying one thing and thinking something else is being said is not as big of a problem in the group as it used to be. That used to be a really big problem that we had, that people would forget that we have people of all ages, of all nationalities and creeds. We are such a diverse group. And the only way a diverse group like ours can function is by being understanding, is by being forgiving. It's by taking people at their word. When they say, my brain doesn't let me do things this way, to accept that. One of the problems that we occasionally have is on reading signals and sending signals. With people who come into the group new, they don't know the established patterns. They don't know how to interact with people. And that complicates things, especially when people have complicated lives and interactions. I don't think this is a problem that can be solved. But it is a problem that can get better. And like a lot of problems with human communication, I don't think it gets better by establishing rules, by saying do this and don't do that. And let me tell you, there's been a lot of things that I've seen that I would love to come up with a very clear and concise do this or don't do that rule for people, but it just doesn't work. Oh man, the amount of rules that I would throw into communication if I could find the single sentence that sums up without creating its own 1,000 loopholes. Anyway, that's besides the point. The way to make communication with people better, in my mind, is to make them aware of the problem. That's it. Simply say, hey, this is a problem. And then people can go, oh, you're right, it is. And hopefully, when tempers start to flare, when people aren't communicating, they'll remember, oh yeah, Matt did that one thing. This is a problem. And hopefully people will take a step and make it less of a problem. Oh, that we had a world where everyone took those steps, where everyone was willing to listen with forgiving ears. Anything you want to say, Isma? No? Okay. She was very good and quiet for this. Thank you for watching. We'll say it like that. I love you guys. And I hope that we can be able to communicate better in the future. Thank you.